And Paul's not taking undue credit here. Paul is saying, on all of these things, I do this for the sake of the gospel. In fact, as we learned last week, I submit myself to the same gospel that I preach to you, lest I myself be found lacking. I submit to myself to the same gospel. Paul demonstrates that gospel ministry, rightly understood, is marked not by asserting rights, but by surrendering them for the good of others to the glory of Christ. Remember what Paul says in the next chapter. Whether you eat or drink or whatever you do all for the glory of God. That applies to his ministry. Our doctrine here is that true spiritual authority serves, suffers, and sacrifices rather than demands. It's always seeking the advantage of others. This is why we call, and you look at all in the sort of the historical book of church orders, the ministry is called a ministry of grace. It's a ministry of grace. It's a ministry of service. It's not a ministry of demanding pastoral rights. It's all about the glory due Christ and how he has ordained ministers to serve his sheep. That's why we call ourselves under shepherds. He's the chief shepherd, and every minister is but an under shepherd. Why? Because the sheep do not belong to the pastor. The sheep belong to Christ. And the pastor is nothing more than the ordained servant of Jesus, sent by Christ to go feed my sheep. That's exactly what he told the Apostle Peter. In Peter's restoration from sort of his momentary apostasy, so to speak. What did Jesus do? In order to bring his repentance to completion, he said, Peter, do you love me? Feed my sheep. Because Jesus saw in Peter that his confession must include his willingness of self-denial to go and preach the gospel. That's what he was called to do as an apostle.